Have you ever wondered why life is full of suffering? Why do we go through heartbreak, loss, and pain? Is there a deeper meaning behind our struggles? Today, we are diving deep into the philosophy of suffering, why it exists and how it shapes us as human beings. Stay with me until the end because this journey might just change your perspective on pain and life itself. The reality of suffering, a universal experience. Suffering is an undeniable part of human existence. Every person, regardless of wealth, status, or background, experiences pain in some form, be it emotional, physical, or psychological. Philosophers like Buddha and Nietzsche have spoken extensively about suffering. Buddha's First Noble Truth states, "Life is suffering," while Nietzsche suggests that suffering builds character and strength. In our everyday lives, suffering can manifest through broken relationships, failures, illnesses, or loss. But why? Why can't life be free of pain? The truth is, without suffering, we would not recognize joy. Pain acts as a contrast, making happiness more meaningful. It forces us to grow, adapt, and evolve. We often seek comfort and avoid pain, but suffering is not just an obstacle, it's a teacher. Every struggle teaches us resilience, patience, and wisdom. Without hardship, there would be no progress. As Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor, said, "Suffering ceases to be suffering the moment it finds a meaning." The biological and psychological purpose of pain. Pain is not just an abstract philosophical idea, it has biological and psychological roots. From an evolutionary standpoint, pain is a survival mechanism. When we feel physical pain, our body signals danger, helping us avoid harmful situations. Imagine if you couldn't feel pain, you wouldn't know when to pull your hand away from a fire or when to treat an injury. Psychological pain works similarly. Emotional suffering signals that something in our life needs attention, whether it's a toxic relationship, a bad career choice, or a need for personal growth. Depression and anxiety, while distressing, often indicate unresolved issues that need healing. Pain also fosters empathy. When we suffer, we develop a deeper understanding of others' struggles. This is why people who have faced hardships are often more compassionate and emotionally intelligent. In short, pain is not just something to endure, it's something to learn from. Philosophical perspectives on suffering. Many philosophies and religions attempt to explain the purpose of suffering. In Buddhism, suffering arises from attachment and desire. The path to peace, according to Buddha, is to detach from these desires and find inner balance. In Christianity, suffering is often seen as a test of faith or a means of spiritual purification. The Bible speaks of trials shaping character, much like how fire refines gold. Hinduism introduces the concept of karma. Suffering may be a result of past actions, leading to lessons that help the soul evolve. Existentialist thinkers like Jean-Paul Sartre argue that suffering is an inevitable part of human freedom. Since we are responsible for our choices, we also bear the weight of their consequences. Nietzsche famously said, "To live is to suffer, to survive is to find some meaning in the suffering." Across all perspectives, one truth remains: suffering is not meaningless. It is a catalyst for transformation. How suffering shapes character and growth. Think of the most inspiring people you know. Are they individuals who had an easy life, or those who faced adversity and emerged stronger? History is filled with examples of people who turned suffering into greatness. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison but used his pain to fight for justice. J.K. Rowling was a struggling single mother before creating the world of Harry Potter. Pain builds resilience. When we suffer, we either break or grow stronger. Psychologists call this post-traumatic growth, where adversity leads to profound personal development. Instead of asking, "Why me?" a more powerful question is, "What can I learn from this?" Growth doesn't come from comfort. Muscles grow when they are torn and repaired. The same applies to the human spirit. Every hardship is an opportunity to strengthen our minds, develop new perspectives, and push beyond our limits. Transforming suffering into meaning and purpose. The ultimate question remains, how can we use suffering to our advantage? The answer lies in perspective. Viktor Frankl, who survived the horrors of a concentration camp, wrote, When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Instead of seeing pain as a punishment, view it as a stepping stone. Many people who experience deep suffering go on to help others in similar situations. Survivors of abuse become advocates, individuals who lost loved ones start charities, and those who struggled with mental health share their journeys to inspire hope. Mindfulness and acceptance also play a huge role in handling suffering. Instead of resisting pain, accept it as part of life. Meditation, therapy, and deep self-reflection can help transform suffering into wisdom. At the end of the day, pain is not what destroys us, our resistance to it does. Suffering is inevitable, but how we respond to it determines the course of our lives. Pain is not a curse, it is an invitation to grow, to learn, and to transform. Instead of fearing suffering, embrace it as a guide to something greater. Now, I'd love to hear from you. How has suffering shaped your life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, stay strong, stay resilient, and keep growing.